Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time reviewing on A Cinderella Story. Now, as you know, A Cinderella Story is a 2004 teen romantic comedy film and was meant to be a more modern take on the old classic Cinderella story. And there have been different takes of Cinderella throughout the years, with medieval tales, Japanese themes, anime, and so on. So eventually doing one in 2004 in a modern take makes sense, and this would be the first film to be part of a full line of other sequels. So pretty much the premise of the movie is meant to follow Sam, played by Hilary Duff, also known for playing Lizzie McGuire in Lizzie McGuire, also known for playing in The Material Girls. And the point of her character is that she's meant to basically live with her stepmom and two sisters after her father died in an earthquake. And instead of living in a kind of England folklore setting, it's more in a San Francisco Valley area. So kind of giving you the feel of the Valley area. And pretty much we see how Sam is treated like a slave. We see how she's forced to work in her dad's former diner, now turned into a 50s sort of themed one. And we kind of see how, despite it, Sam still has good people. She's got Rhonda, who works there as one of her friends, including the other co-workers. And you've also got Carter, who's kind of this over-the-top actor and kind of fellow classmate. And this does remind me a bit of Lizzie McGuire or Braceface, where you have the nerdy friend. And I kind of felt with the school's goth and kind of DJ girl Astrid would have been a fantastic third member. It would have been the kind of more badass girl, kind of working there but keeping the secret to herself. And pretty much with it, we do see how Sam is meant to find her soulmate, her pen pal online. And eventually, when there is a dance that's happening, and her being kind of forced into working at the diner, Rhonda and Carter and the other co-workers help get her ready for the dance. And as soon as she goes to the dance, she drops her cell phone, and this leads to her true love finding out who she really is. And I would say the movie is missable, but it's watchable. We see how Sam struggles with her stepmom's selfish behaviour, and we see her living off her father's money and showing no concern or care for anyone. We see Carter as a bit of a social outcast, and pretty much is meant to believe she has a chance to have a relationship with the cool girl Shelby, and it's clear that Shelby doesn't care about anyone but herself and shows no guilt or remorse in her actions. And I would say when you've got the stepsisters, they're not laughable, but more if you were someone who had a girlfriend who had two twins, then you kind of relate to those characters who were basically thought they were the cool kids but weren't. And I do kind of feel when you kind of got the cool kid Austin and when you kind of got his father, they really wanted to go with a story with him, his father finding out, and basically him saying, maybe I don't want to be working with you. It worked with Power Rangers Time Force because West in that one actually wanted to follow his own destiny, and the point of Power Rangers Time Force was meant to have West following his own path. They do it with Austin, but it feels like a bit missable. And I say there are moments that do hit close to home. For example, like seeing how my mum and her boyfriend used my child benefit money to kind of go to the pub, much like how Sam's stepmom's Fiona starts using the money. When you kind of got Sam finding out, being tricked into thinking she got rejected from college, this actually works because take it you were someone who didn't want to see someone succeed, and they kind of cover the truth. And I would say the movie does kind of hit more close to home, but it has that feel of a kind of modern Cinderella movie, because instead of the glass slipper, it's a cell phone. Instead of a ball, it's like a Halloween party. And yeah, it does feel like it has all those high school tropes. And I think it's a shame that we never see Hilary Duff and the other original cast returning for the other four films. It would have been interesting to see Sam grow up and kind of experiencing the life in each of these Cinderella stories. It feels like at the end they were going to do another one, and I think it's a shame we never really got to see what happened afterwards. I feel the Disney Cinderella movies actually did it better. So, to me, Cinderella dropped her cell phone, broke, but it was salvaged. It's an enjoyable movie, and I think it's a shame that it's got so many negative reviews, but I think it definitely deserved its cult following. So I think it deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.